All right, everybody, we're going to keep with the family tradition. Two sisters combining baking and breast cancer awareness. How their mom served as the inspiration. You're going to meet them when we return. So two sisters joined forces to raise breast cancer awareness in a different kind of way through food, and it was in the memory of their mother. Shari Brooks, one of those sisters, is here. She's with Bake It Happen, and her friend Rebecca Timlin-Scalera is founder of the Cancer Couch Foundation. Good morning to both of you.
Good morning. Good morning.
So Bake It Happen, how did it come about?
Well, my mother, Judy, was an amazing baker, and she unfortunately passed away from breast cancer about 9 years ago. Metastatic breast cancer, and my sister and I wanted to kind of memorialize her and create a campaign that raised money in a unique way. So we decided to do it through baking, and we encouraged people to bake one of her recipes, one of which is right there, and to do what she did her entire life, which is baking and sharing food with the people in her life. So and that's what we encourage people to do.
Cupcakes are here, right?
Those are one of the items. Those are pumpkin chip cupcakes. Actually, it's a pumpkin chip cookie, but I kind of morphed it for today into a cupcake because they look better on air.
Was that her specialty, cupcakes? Or
no, it was just she brought people together over the table through her food. And she did that all the way through her illness up until the day she died, basically. And so we wanted to create this campaign where we had people baking some of her recipes and sharing it with the loved ones in their lives, kind of like a Bake It Forward.
Oh, that's cool.
And we're not asking anyone to do anything other than bake and share. It's that simple. They don't have to train for a race. They don't have to climb a mountain.
Right.
They don't have to solicit people for money or even host a bake sale. It's just baking and sharing. And through the sharing of the baked goods, that's when we match $5 per picture that they post online. And that's how the money is raised. So they're not doing anything but baking.
Okay, so let me make sure I'm clear. So they get a recipe from, is it from the website?
Yes, BakeItHappen.net.
Okay, there's a recipe there that you go.
There's a couple of recipes.
There. You make the recipe, take a picture, post it on your social media. Add hashtag
Bake It Happen.
Okay, that way you all are alerted.
Yes. Superwoman.
And then $5.
$5 per picture will go to our benefiting foundation partner, which is the Cancer Couch Foundation.
Tell me about that, Rebecca, the Cancer Couch Foundation.
So the Cancer Couch, I started it hasn't even been 2 years yet. I was diagnosed 2 years ago with breast cancer. And originally I was diagnosed at stage 4, and I was told I had about 3 years to live, and my eyes went like this before they went like that and started crying. But I thought, what do you mean I have 3 years to live? I thought breast cancer was curable. You see these walks and survivors and everybody's happy. What do you mean? And it turns out that stage 4 metastatic breast cancer, which is synonymous with stage 4, all of these years it's gotten kind of pushed to the side. It's been like the ugly stepchild of the breast cancer world in a way, and less than 7% of all that breast cancer research money goes to study treatment for stage 4, so that we haven't really made a lot of progress in helping those people live longer and live past 5 years. But we're changing that. So I wanted to start a foundation that only funded stage 4, because if we can cure breast cancer, then you don't need to have these arguments about early detection or mammogram. It's cured, so nobody has to worry about it.
But Rebecca, isn't stage 4 like the worst of the stages? Is it not?
It is, yes.
So why isn't more money going to metastatic?
That was my question. Yes, I can tell you why. I mean, my thoughts of why are that cancer is very hard to treat. I call it like whack-a-mole, because you treat it and then it mutates and it comes up somewhere else. So you're going like this. So because it was difficult to have success, it's difficult to have success with curing cancer. But what the breast cancer world has had great success with is treating early stage. So it's much happier to put money and to advertise survivors and early stage and prevention and all that.
You say hope sells.
Hope sells. Death doesn't sell. But the problem is if you don't talk about this, then people don't know to put money into stage 4. And it's changing. It is changing, because there's some amazing people, and actually a lot of men included. And we have some men that are models of courage with us, because when men get breast cancer, and did you know that men get breast cancer too?
I did know that. I know it's a small percentage, but I didn't know that men
percentage.
Get that.
But when they get it, they're more likely to get it at stage 4, metastatic breast cancer, and die from it because they haven't had the screenings that women often have available.
To get checked.
Yeah, I mean,
Yes.
like, you know, what man would think to go get a
That's
mammogram,
right.
you know, until
So,
you get a lump or something. You
protect the pecs. There's all kinds of campaigns going on for our brothers with this disease. Isn't that great? Protect
I like
the
that.
pecs.
You saw my reaction. I like protect the pecs.
Yeah, I know. It's great. It's great. So we always give a shout out for them because, again, if you don't raise awareness of who's affected by this disease and what the reality is, then you can't change it. So, you know, we're trying to find ways to not be so macabre, but yeah, this is a very sad disease and it's a very sad situation. But Sherry and her sister Stacy found a really upbeat, unique way to do something about it. And then when we connected and met each other, we just totally saw eye to eye. And Sherry said exactly what you just said. Yeah, why isn't all the funding going to stage 4 at this point? Let's make that happen.
If a stage 4 diagnosis is terminal,
Right.
why isn't there more money going? And people don't understand that, so we're trying to get the message out.
Yeah.
Less than 7% of all the money that's raised through these
and actually the
walks and pink ribbons and awareness.
Possibly the more important statistic to get out there is that 30% of those diagnosed with early stage breast cancer will metastasize. And a lot of people who have breast cancer don't know that. So they think they got through it, they're done, they're maybe stage 1, 2, or 3, they had their mastectomy, radiation, chemo, you go through hell and you think you're done. You put on your pink t-shirt and run a 5K and say you're a survivor.
And you're saying that's not the case.
And 30% of them will eventually metastasize, unfortunately.
Rebecca, what is the foundation's website?
It's thecancercouch.com.
Cancer Couch?
Yes, so I was a shrink before I got, that's why it's called the Cancer Couch, because I went from one side of the couch to the other, basically.
And you look fine. Just let everybody know before you go how you are right now.
Thank you.
You're fine.
I'm doing really well at the moment. Yes, thank you.
Okay,
thank you.
Ask. Young lady.
Yes.
The website.
Young, I like that.
Love it. Hey, why didn't I get that?
The website.
Antoine, wait a minute. That's because you're sitting next to me.
Second young lady. The website for people to get the recipe, one of the recipes, and then to try. And this is one of your moms, right?
It is one of my moms.
Right.
And the objective is really to have people baking one of her recipes, so a little piece of her is in their homes. But if people don't like to bake, we also made it very easy for them to donate directly, and we're getting a lot of donations that way. We'd hate for people to feel like they can't participate just because they're not bakers. So we say there's no barrier to entry. You can either bake or donate.
Tell us your website for people to get the information.
It's BakeItHappen.net. Pretty good.
Yes. Your mom's name was Judy?
Yeah.
Judy, this is awesome.
Isn't that great?
All right, ladies, so nice to meet you.
Thank you for having
All right.
us.
Thank you for
look
having
great.
us.
Thank
you look great.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, and keep doing a job for your mom. That's
I will.
sweet.
Yeah.
I will.